So it's Monday again, so I wanted to welcome you all to my Monday morning ministry minute. Today I want to talk about when Jesus visits Mary and Martha in Luke 10, verses 38 through 42. And it reads, "As Jesus and the disciples continued on their way to Jerusalem, they came to a certain village where a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. Her sister Mary sat at the Lord's feet, listening to what he taught. But Martha was distracted by the big dinner she was preparing. She came to Jesus and said, 'Lord, doesn't it seem unfair to you that my sister just sits here while I do all the work? Tell her to come help me.' But the Lord said to her, 'My dear Martha, you are worried and upset over all these details. There is only one thing worth being concerned about. Mary has discovered it, and it will not be taken away from her.'" I know me, like many others, feels so much like Martha there. We feel like we're doing all the work. We have the weight of the world on our shoulders, and other people are just kind of sitting around. And we're saying, Jesus, just scold her. Tell her to stop being lazy. Tell her to come and help me so that I can sit too. Well, probably if Mary was helping Martha, Martha would find something else to be distracted and busy about and still wouldn't just be sitting. The extra help probably wouldn't be doing anything for her. And Mary's not being lazy when she's sitting there in that moment. She gets something a little bit deeper. She gets that Jesus is there and what he's teaching and what he's saying and soaking him in. And being a part of that fellowship is more important than making sure that every single last detail for a dinner is right. Martha gets a super bad rap here. Service and hospitality is such an important thing in the Bible. It's a gift. It's a special gifting that many people have. And it's something that we're told to work at. We're told to serve others. We're told to be hospitable. But she's worrying so much about all of those little details that she's missing the whole point of her hospitality and service. And when we have people into our home, it's not about having everything in perfect, pristine order. It's not about having every single last minute detail taken care of. Yes, we want to have things prepared. We want to have things organized. But when we're serving others and we're having them in our home and we're trying to be hospitable, it's more about making them feel comfortable, making them feel like the most important thing going on and not, that everything's coming out of the oven at the exact right time, exactly when you said it was going to. That every last crumb from your child earlier eating dinner was picked up and cleared away. That every single shoe is lined up by the door in perfect order, maybe even size order. It's not about all those details. It's about making somebody that's coming into your home feel comfortable, that you're serving them, that you're, offering them food, drink, whatever it is, but that they're comfortable in that moment. Martha's so distracted and so busy, and that one, she's probably making her guests a little bit uncomfortable, but two, she's not enjoying their company. She's missing Jesus. She's missing him being there. So now you have Mary that kind of gets it, and she's sitting there and she's soaking Jesus in. But then you've got a lot of people that are saying, well, why isn't she serving? Why isn't she helpful? Some of the things that I just want us to think about and focus on and meditate on over the week is making sure that we have that balance. One, we're going to find that balance only from God. We need to be talking to him, seeing where our energy, seeing where our focus needs to be directed at a particular moment. We need to allow him to guide our steps, and we need to follow his leading and his direction in everything that we're doing. We need to make sure that we're spending that time soaking him in, because all of that love, all of that serving, that's an outpouring of what's left after we've been totally filled up with Jesus. It's the overflow. It's what's coming out after we've been totally filled up. And we can't give anything to anybody else if we're not completely filled with him. So it's so important that we're spending that time being filled, just soaking ourselves, bathing in what it is that Jesus has to share with us, his word, his teachings, and his presence. But we need to make sure there's that balance. We can't be that Martha that doesn't spend any time getting filled up and that we're just doing all the busy work. On the flip side, we can't just be 100% like Mary and just always sitting and always listening and always being at Jesus' feet. We can't be that person that hides out in our house and just prays all day long. We can't be that person that just is praying in our Bible but never going out and doing, never going out and showing that love, never going out and sharing what we've learned. So we need to make sure that there's that balance. I know I've been in the middle of Bible studies and I've missed the mark completely. I've been too consumed with actually doing the homework and doing the details of the study that I'm missing the prayer. I'm missing the meditation. I'm missing Jesus. Actually, being in a study and missing Jesus is crazy to me. So it's super important. I want us to just focus on making sure that we do have that balance, that we're filling ourselves up with Jesus, that we're doing those things that we need to do, but that we're not spending all of our time doing that and not serving others. And then again, on the flip side, I think more of us are much more like Martha's, where we want to do all the details and make sure everything's perfect, but we got to be careful not to miss the mark and not to miss what's important in what we're doing. Anyway, I got a little bit babbly. Hopefully you followed my point, and then it gives you something to meditate on over this week. I just pray that you all have a great week and that you are blessed.